I'm like in a weird space right now because I finally watched that I May Destroy You show and I
Oh,
finished. The last episode sucked, but I finished it and now I'm like, I don't know. I slowly, before I was like coming into this whole, not feminism type thing, but like, noticing more about the shit that women go through,
mhm.
you know, because I'm not gonna say like I ain't noticed, but like I minimalized so much, and now I'm seeing, like I've already was feeling it because like there was a situation that happened, like a little me almost. That's what I call it. I don't call it me too. I call it me almost. But I had a me almost moment, and I just swept that bitch under the rug like it was nothing. You know what I'm
The
saying?
Kim thing?
Yeah. And then it just started resonating up again and inside of me. I'm like, okay, okay. Now I'm to the point where when I see the dude, I still get like a little disgust, but it's more so like pity. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sad that you such a clown and you don't get no buns and you don't get no bitches that you got to be a creep in order to try to get a peek. I'm sorry your life sucks like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a little bit of like, nah, but you really tried me, yo. Like I could really like if you wasn't a big motherfucker like you are, I probably would really like try to slide a knife across something. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause watching that show just made me more upset. And it made me think about all like not that I've had a great amount of situations. It wasn't like many situations where I've been in that's just like, oh, you were a victim or anything like that. But there have been situations where it's like I've seen now looking back where I noticed, you know what I mean, that people like I see what you was trying to do there. You know what I mean? And whatever happened, whatever my attitude, like usually I'm just mean, you know what I mean, back then. So like whatever, nobody could really pass too much off on me because it was like, yo, I wouldn't even let you get close enough to be trying to even, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
touch the hem of my sleeve. You know what I mean? You ain't touching none of this shit type shit. You know what I mean? But there are situations that I look back on and I'm like, wow, I played it like it was nothing, but that you if you did that or if you were acting in that manner toward me and I played it like it was nothing, imagine another girl, you know what I mean, who might have been more uh I guess more nice, a nicer girl, more passive girl, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Who might not have like been able to say, hey yo, I will punch you in your dick, bitch. Back up. You feel me? No, listen.
So, do you like the show, or is it
No,
just a
the show was like fucking amazing. I was astonished. The show was really good. It was really really well written. Um, I didn't like Terry as much as you made me think I was gonna like her.
I kind of don't like Terry, even though she kind of rebounds towards the end of the show.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
reminds me, are you at episode 8 or episode 12?
I'm finished, completely
Oh,
finished.
12 episodes?
Yeah,
Look at you!
yeah, completely finished. When she walked out into the water, I couldn't even get a good night's sleep because I'm sitting there like, nah. I mean, like I know she ain't dead because it's still more episodes to watch. So like, but that shit through. All right, you ready to start talking about I May Destroy You?
We already are.
We formally
Hmm?
approach the topic. All right, so go ahead. Do you think?
I feel like with I May Destroy You, as I think we mentioned in the last episode, you get sold on this idea it's going to be so much about this one person's rape, when
Mm,
really so much more than that. It goes into the Black British experience. It goes into Terry's unique experience as an actress who has to deal with the white women having to be the gatekeepers of things. You have
mm.
Kwame, who's a black queer guy who only dates black people and has sex with them, surprisingly, who seemingly has never had like a boyfriend or real intimacy. It's just
And you know what's killing me? Well, not what's killing me. You know what I adored about that is each person's story. I just heard mommy, and I told her, "Don't call me. I'm not here." Each person's story is like the development, like their character development throughout the whole thing. Like with Kwame, he want to be a hoe. Obviously, he was running from something, and then he ran into something, and that made him run harder.
I
And
don't
then he
think
ran into that guy, and now he don't know the line that he said in the It wasn't the last episode. It was episode 11, I think it was, where he was saying like how you find something good, but you don't know if you ready to be good for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's real shit. That's real shit. Mad people been there. I know I've been there. It's at least three people I know for sure who I'll be like, dang, yo, I kind of wild when I let you go. I probably should have stepped up to the plate on that one. I had those times 3 times in my life.
I feel like for me, it wasn't that he wanted to be a host, just that's all he knew. And that's the only way he knew
You
how to.
running from something.
I don't think he was running as much as, what was it? It was like,
You running from something. You can tell when you running from something. He's looking for more ass right after he get out of the ass that he was just in. The ass ain't even walk out the room yet, and you swiping through for more ass. You running from something.
I think he was looking for intimacy. That's why when old boy left, he got so shook by that because that was somebody we actually had conversations with. We seemed to have some type of connection with, and that's why he got kind of fucked up in the head by that last guy.
You're looking for it though. If you're looking for it, you're
I
not
don't
going.
think he
If
thought
you're
it was
looking for it, you're not going to try to sabotage it. If you're looking for it, he's running from it. That's why at the end when he's talking about the new dude that's trying to give him something different, he don't know how to respond to that because he's scared of it. You run from things that you're scared of. I know I've been him before. I wasn't hoeing like that, but like I can identify when you running from something because when you run into it, you kind of step back from it like, oh, whoa, because you feel, how can I say, it's like that whole idea of it, like it was 2008 2009ish, right? So I went through like this super heartless phase, and I wasn't trying to have no kind of emotional connection to anybody, and it seemed like for some reason everybody wanted me, and I'm like, no, niggas, I don't want y'all right now. I mean, you know what, I might sit on it a little bit, but afterwards I don't want you. You feel what I'm saying? And I kept having those moments, and then finally I came across a dude who I couldn't work. You know what I mean? I couldn't just, you know what I mean, hit it and try to dip in the middle of the night like I would typically. I couldn't do it. Like I actually liked this nigga, and it was like, all right, you're showing me everything that I was running from. You're showing me that it's okay to have a little safe and secure place. And I wasn't ready for that because I was afraid of it. I knew I would fuck it up because I wasn't trying to step up. That's why I'm saying like he was going through all of that. Maybe it is all he knows, but I believe, me personally, I believe he was running from something, and that's why it was hard for him to accept homeboy and you know, like, oh, you wasting my time bringing me food. Niggas don't eat food. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that was me. What is you doing hugging me? Like, why is you texting me good morning, beautiful? Niggas ain't beautiful in the morning. What is you talking about? You know what I mean? That was me. You run from it, and then when you get it and you get in front of it, you either have to step up to understand what you were running from. Because if you run from something, it's always going to keep coming back until you face it, period.
because another thing that kind of weirded me out was how he said his first time was basically him going into some car.
That sounded like rape. That ain't sound like nothing but some rape.
And that's
About it. Did he even mention Candy?
I don't know, and that's what weirded me out about his whole sexual thing was it just that's how he was programmed? He walked into an odd situation with some strangers, and that was his main beat. Because we never meet his family, which also kind of fucks me up. I don't know if his family accepts him as he is, or if Arabelle and Terry is his family.
Probably his fam. Probably it's his chosen family.
And that was another thing. Arabella's family showing up like just for one episode seemed like such a waste of time to me.
I agree. And then I hate the fact that when I read the description, they made it seem like, you know, she was going to have many memories that, you know, fucked with her heavily. They swung hard and missed on that one. They could have did more with that episode. instead of, oh, he was sleeping with my mom's best friend and I caught him. Like, it could have been way more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It,
because I
it
thought,
could
oh, there was gonna be a trigger or something there.
exact. That's what I'm saying. Like, and she came in and she just sitting there. Oh, you don't remember me? And I mean, that made sense. I get it, but it still was like swing and miss. You had a lot of space there, and you kind of didn't use all of the space. You know how the teachers say, make sure you color all over the page, like color every no white, no white. She left some white there. I
But
think
then,
I think that well, what I thought was gonna happen, I thought there was gonna be like some sexual childhood trauma that she had like hidden or whatever.
with
You know,
Koju or Nicholas?
huh?
With her father Koju or her brother Nicholas?
With her family, period. Like I thought that was gonna be one of the things that she just tried to bury. Period. I don't. It doesn't matter who it was coming from. I felt like because when I read the description that they had on the thing, it was saying how she starts having memories that she basically repressed and she's got to deal with it or whatever. So I'm thinking in my head it's gonna be something more traumatic other than you just catching your mom's best friend fucking your dad. I mean, don't get me wrong, that is traumatic. I've caught a parent cheating before, but it's, you know,
And am I the only one that thought Simon was her brother for a good minute?
no. Well, yeah, I didn't think he was her brother. I thought he did it at first for like the first 5 episodes. Yeah, I thought he did it at first.
Um, he didn't,
He
but
did it, but it's just the way that they were acting. Like they were being super like guilty, and I understand it's because they felt bad about leaving her or whatever. But it just it seemed more. Mm. Simon was a fuck boy anyway. I'm happy he didn't have much of a storyline throughout the show.
he just dropped off at the episode
And I
too.
was, and I was okay with that. Once I realized what the hell, like with him and his wife in the threesome. Once I realized what that was, I said, "Take all these motherfuckers out of here. I'm good. I don't want. No, get that shit out of here. No." Mm-mm.
Do you think Terry
Put in
deserved
my
it?
face and smile at me as if we friends and we cool, or you know what I mean? Like this is some new shit, and you've been fucking my nigga every Thursday. Nah, bitch, get up. We gotta fight.
And let's just double back on Terry real quick. So,
Again, fuck Simon. Keep it 100. I thought Simon was the flatmate at first. This
Ben,
is white dude, and I kept saying, where is he coming from and where is he going? And like he's not attached. It wasn't until like episode 7 that I realized that's her roommate.
and I don't think we learned a damn thing about Ben at all. He
And
just,
not for nothing, I feel like we should. Ben looked like he'd be needing some love.
I mean, at the end when she was going through all those scenarios with David, one time she just went over here to hug him.
Well, the last scenario she hugged him, and that's um if you notice, there was one time during one of the scenarios when she walked out, he was looking at his phone and they was talking about like being antisocial or something like that. So, some social something 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 basically, and it was talking about how you always by yourself and like you don't really have whatever. So from that, I gather that he definitely is going through some shit, isolation, recluse, whatever.
A part of me also wonders if Ben's purpose was for her to not like hate white people all the way, because he was an exception to it.
Mm.
Because remember when she was having that kind of manic episode when she was hating men, white people especially, even if they complimented her? I feel like Ben kind of gave her that need that it wasn't all men or all white men, but it's just David.
I can see that. He didn't.
Also, why did they put up
I
to him?
didn't see that he didn't bring any negative to her. Every time you see him, he kind of was either giving her words of encouragement, offering her some type of help, or just picking at whatever sticks he was picking at outside. I would say that they were a plant, but wasn't not near leaf on the motherfuckers ever. So little twigs. But I mean, I would like to see more of his story, or you know what I mean. No, like see, I'm interested in to know why what his story is. And first of all, what the fuck does he do? Because if he don't leave the house and he covering both they halves of the rent, like
Wasn't he a writer or something?
I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to the nigga.
I honestly didn't either. I don't think I even noted him once in one of the recaps.
Mm.
The white ghost on the walls.
Exactly. Like, I mean, he was cool though. Um, who else did I like?
Did you like Pastor Sampson? The black dude at Terry's party was preaching about exploitation and all that.
Oh, I didn't like his haircut. Yeah,
I mean, but I enjoy his perspective, especially how
no, I definitely did. I agree. Go ahead.
it relates to we know the Black American experience. We don't necessarily know the Black British experience because usually it's not something that HBO or demographics like that target too much. You may get it on the BBC and stuff like that, but there's some unique things that they deal with that you don't know what actually is interchangeable with us, if that makes sense.
Like what?
Well, for example, they don't have the slavery experience. Most of them are immigrants.
Right.
So there's that separation. And I really liked when they, even though it kind of got me in trouble, how they explored the situation when it was Theo and that little boy Ryan in the rape
Mm.
accusation,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess because I'm a black dude, I completely bypassed her whole situation. I just saw a white girl accusing black kid and how I really fucking hated how quickly Terry jumped on that shit.
I agree. And I feel like for me, I seen, I think it was, mm, I think it was more so triggering for me in that aspect. Like I seen her first. You know what I mean? Like I seen what she went through first before turning it around on him. I didn't expect her to turn it around on him, but it was just like it was one of those things where I don't want to say, I don't know. I don't know, because as a black woman, it's like I don't want to see, you know what I mean, our black people, our black boys get pinned down on some bullshit. But at the same time, it's like I understand where she coming from because I've had my news leak before, and it wasn't to the school; it was to the internet, and so it was, you know what I mean. Like I've been there before in that aspect, so it's like you kind of want your revenge. You don't want to just, you know what I mean. Like what do you mean? But in that situation that she was in, she should have been more proactive. Nah, I'm not doing this. No, I don't give a fuck about the money. Like this isn't happening now. Like that's that. But all in all, both parties was wrong. I don't. If she was gonna cut, and that's nothing, I'm gonna cut. I used to cut too. So it's like if you gonna cut, don't cut and then oh he made me do it at night. You know what I mean? Like if you gonna cut to self soothe, then do that to self soothe. Don't put that shit on somebody else. That's where it just started being a little bit much for me. But
I
I
thought he cut herself like on the inside to make it look like he raped her.
I when the way she made it look where she was about to cut, she cut in the back. I don't know. I guess maybe that's how you perceived it. I perceived it as self soothing. I didn't perceive it as like,
Because
you know,
wasn't that the whole point of her bleeding from the thighs and I mean bleeding from that area and then
I don't know. I'm a cutter, so when I bleed, it's because I cut. Like it's like the fuck. Like I don't know how she would do it. At me seeing it as a cutter, I'm going to tell you what I see as a cutter. So
did you feel that they kind of bypassed Tariq, the lookout guy for David, and he should have got some kind of comeuppance too, rather than just Terry giving him a lap
you
dance?
don't understand the last fucking episode. I don't know what really happened except for she released a book. The nigga just, I was excited when I seen her fucking him up on the street, and then she went back to the house and was sitting there in the same spot again. And I'm like, wait a minute. Then she want to be making out with a nigga, and she want to be fuck. I'm like, okay, now you're doing too much. Like I had to fast forward through some of it, like, and so I don't really understand. What I imagine she got her like she feels better about the situation, but I don't really know what the final happenings was. However, black homeboy with the Abe Lincoln chin, he can get it too. Fuck up out of here.
I'm surprised nothing did happen to him though.
I really wanted the first scenario to happen when they had all three of them locked with a hook, chain, sink, whatever. I thought that was,
And it's set up for season 2. Dead body underneath the bed.
I was okay with that. I was content. I'm all like, yeah, ease up. Don't choke. He look like he might lose. You don't want a death charge. You want death charge. Just a little punch. Let him go a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Would you? How about Biagio when they was in Italy? When that whole situation.
Ooh. Fuck. Well, it's like she put me in these situations where I want to call him a fuck boy to defend her, but she just did some fuck girl shit. Like,
I mean, he tried.
Manic. I think she was manic. Like, I think she was having like an episode during that time.
I mean, who else would go from London to Italy to see somebody who don't love you?
Oh, somebody else is dumb. Bitch, let me borrow a couple thousand so I can go see this nigga that don't want me real quick. Then let me borrow a couple thousand to get back because he put me out the same night. Bruh.
And then I'm trying to figure, I keep trying to wonder, am I supposed to like Terry in the long run or not?
Yeah. She's got it's trans. What is it when it's man to woman? You just say trans
man.
Okay. I like that she's got a trans man as a boyfriend. Is that character really trans?
I would have to look that up.
Playing a girl. I feel like you would have been prepared for that question. I don't know. You slipping today.
I don't always like the clock people.
You on your period too? I know. Retrograde.
I sometimes wonder, but when I don't have that part, but men go through chemistry changes themselves, I guess. But I'm still trying to figure out, Terry technically left Arabella's situation where she could have got raped long before David and them came around. Like when she just got tired of her and Biagio was one saving her, she was dropping her passport and everything all over the place.
See, it's one of those things where you gotta know who you partying with. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I got friends who, well, I ain't gonna say that because I don't got friends, but I got people who I've partied with before that I know I can't get too fucked up because I gotta hold my own weight. You feel what I'm saying? And then I got people who I've partied with before where it's like I can't get fucked up because I know that you're gonna get too fucked up and I'm gonna have to hold both of our weights. Then I have, like my friends, or three of y'all, but like my homegirl Vicky will make sure that I'm good. Like, it don't matter how drunk I am. It don't matter if I want to sit outside and talk to some random person for 2 hours. She gonna sit right there and talk to them with me for 2 hours to make sure that I'm, once okay, you done? You good? All right, go in the house now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know who you with and gauge the level of how fucked up you can get. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like, Terry seemed like she be trying to get fucked up too. And
Terry was trying to
both can't be trying to get fucked up to the same level of fucked upness. Somebody got to be a little less fucked up to carry the sense.
I often thought that Terry was just trying to siphon off whatever popularity that Arabella was having at the time.
That too.
Especially when she abandoned her during that book thing. But then as soon as Arabella started talking and calling out Zane, she wanted to step up and be like,
no, don't run from it. Don't run from it. Bitch, put your chin down. Be scared like you was before. No, you're right. Because if you notice when Arabella went through that whole social media thing, she'd be sitting there complaining and bitching about her being on there. But at the end of the video, she leaned in, oh, here's the actress, Snucklebuggums. Like, bitch, what? Don't complain about me being on social media and making videos all day and then try to slide your little face in and get some of this shine. Nah. Go be over there, not on social media. No.
And as much as Simon was a fuckboy, there's also that whole thing of her trying to completely take away any blame she would have over the situation. Since apparently,
period. How would you be able to trust somebody that did that to you? Well, I don't want to say did that to you, but the neglect, like, you know what I mean? And you being in a vulnerable situation like that, would you even be able to trust somebody who kind of was just like, oh, just leave her there, she does this all the time? That whole your birth is my birth, bitch, you died yesterday. Well, June 22nd, that's January 22nd, that's when you died. RIP. Like that, when he said she does this all the time, like, she said you do this all the time, like, what? But you know what I felt in that moment when she forgave her was two things that I noticed about Arabella that I want to point out. When somebody asks her a question that's uncomfortable, she'll ask a question back to throw the subject. I noticed that. Like when she came back from talking to her mom,
Mm-hmm.
and then when her dad was like, her dad asked something, and she just was like, you want more food? I think he asked her if she was like okay or if she was good or something, and she was like, you want more food? And it just, the mom sitting there looking stunned, like it just was a lot. But yeah, I noticed that about her. And then I also noticed that she forgives for the peace.
I don't think just for the peace, but I think she's so used to taking blame since her father blames her for him getting robbed that she kind of accepts that it's her fault most of the time. Like even with the Zane thing, Zane taking off the condom and like coming inside of her. The next day, she's hanging out. By the end of the season, they're hanging out.
Yeah, that part too. I'm not that. I don't be that forgiving with people, bro. Like,
And then,
you can't laugh with me after you just tried to play me, bro. Like I need.
and I think that's also why when it came to David, we got those three scenarios that were kind of like less aggressive and fucked up as it went on. The first one was all about her.
Who's David? Who's
David
David?
is the one who raped her.
Oh, white boy. That's
Yeah.
his name. White boy.
You know that I watched the credits. I know their names.
Address him appropriately, please. White fuckboy.
Okay.
We call him WFB.
WF. White fucking boy?
White fuckboy.
Oh. I can't keep up with the slang.
I just set it up. And I just said it before I said the initials. Don't keep up with the slang. Keep up with me. Yo, my daughter is not shit. She definitely took my iPad off the charger at 16% so she could charge hers.
Yeah, I think that's the way Arabella's kind of processing. The first, it's kind of like her journey over the season. The first scenario when she knocked him out, basically killed him, that was her dealing with her anger. The second one,
she should have stuck with that one. She should have just ended the episode right then and there.
The second one dealt with her trying to be reconciliation, trying to hear a person out, even though that they received anger. So, sort of like how she did with Zane. Mm-hmm. So she wanted to know him, understand his mental state, and that's why she hugged him before he got taken away by the cops.
Right.
And I think the last one was her.
You see little white boy butt? Ew. I'm sorry. Like, I'm to each his own, ladies. If you love it on a white man, love on your whitey, bruh. But I do not want, like, just imagine rolling over in the morning, you know what I mean, after a night of love rompings, and you just see this little half-ass white bruh. He like a white Gumby from behind. All right, I'm sorry.
And I think
he was so unattractive naked. He really was. I'm sorry, white man. Y'all gonna have to get y'all some muscles or something. Y'all can't just be white and thin. Y'all need some weight on you or something. Cause baby, he looked like he was 12. He looked like he was 12, a 12-year-old little girl.
I can't anymore. And I think the last one was her kind of. I didn't understand her fucking him. That kind of lost me a little bit.
I think it was her taking back power.
Like how Kwame was trying to take back his power by fucking a white girl.
I don't think that's what he was doing. I think he was just trying to find something.
I think with that, he just wanted to feel powerful. With a black man, he can't feel powerful because a black man dry hungry.
A white boy. But I don't think, like he said, he was like, I think that he had a need, a desire, or, a tingling. It might not even have been a super heavy desire, just like a tingling, like, dang, I kind of I'm used to fucking, so I probably should like, fuck. And then he probably was just like, yo, but I'm still triggered by the situation with black men. So let me try to find something to get these rocks off on. You know what I'm saying? That's
So,
what I think it might have been. And it just didn't work out well. Like it was so many flags that he could have paid attention to within himself to say like, yo, I really just shouldn't do this. I'm not comfortable doing this. You feel what I'm saying? But one thing that I noticed is like they definitely didn't give it much leeway. Like it wasn't much room for this could have been viewed as nigga, this rape, not rape adjacent. This is just rape. Like they was like spade to spade on everything, and I appreciated that because it shows like for me, I minimalized so much stuff that I'm looking like, oh wow, niggas could get in trouble for that, wow, that's a real crime. Wow. Here I am thinking that you're just supposed to oops that and keep it moving.
that reminds me, we can't forget about Susie,
Who's
the
Susie?
black publisher.
Oh, I didn't like her. Her teeth were too big. I liked her at first because she was black, and then I didn't like her after that.
Not all skin folk are kinfolk.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed as soon as we saw that Zane still had a contract, was making books.
You feel me? But wait, did you like you just see that there was no? I felt like there was no soul. She didn't have a soul. She was more so about the what the content can do for her, not the content, but what it can do for her. Rape? Oh, that's wonderful. Are you gonna write about it, bitch? I'm sorry. A man took my power, took my inner being, took things that belong to me without my consent, and you are excited to hear about it? You're excited for me to write about it so that you can put the book out? Because that's what women want to read? Fuck out of here, yo. I don't like that shit. I was like, I ain't like that. And then when she had the little situation and she blasted Zane, like you said, the fact that she kept her on after that, like, first of all, you already understand that I'm going through a situation where I've been abused or I've been attacked sexually, in the wrong way. And I say nationally, well, I would imagine nationally, but I say in front of all of these people that this person right here has wronged me in this way, and you decide it's too risky to release this shit under your name, but it's too good. The shit still got to go out. Bitch, what? Nah.
Ooh, and that reminds me of one more thing.
Kinfolk ain't kinfolk, and not all women is going to understand a woman's plight. Because that's fucked up. I probably would have punched in her mouth. I just want to punch people in their mouth today. That's probably what
You're not into kickboxing.
Huh?
I'm surprised you're not into kickboxing.
Well, I ain't into nothing but working out by myself right now because, gyms and shit is closed.
Ooh, one last thing. The Kwame trying to report his rapist to.
Oh, how disgusting was that? Bro, that shit made me like, I pray I never have to go through anything where I have to talk to people like that. My goodness. How do you think that made him feel? Like, how discouraging, bro. Good job on that fucking show. Like, just the fact that at the end when it says, created by and written by, and it's just one name, you just like, wow, bitch. That's a lot of talent in that little ass body.
And directed.
You know what I love about her? I love that not only did is she the front running woman of the show, like she's the the main character, whatever, but I like that she also brought in other women who look more like her as sex symbols. You get what I'm saying? Like the Simon side chick.
Oh yeah, someone with an A.
Yeah, a Nisa or something like that. But I like the fact that it's like, oh yeah, she's so beautiful, she's so beautiful. And then when she comes in or whatever, you're like, huh, she is, but I wasn't expecting. Yo, it's a black girl. No, like a black girl. come look at this shit. Like it made me like,
She made it sure that she wasn't an exception.
no, it's not even that it was an exception. It was the fact that it was right there in front of you throughout the whole thing. It made it like, it made me realize that what you see on a repetitive basis can actually become what you perceive as beautiful. Like me, I look at people, for the most part, I'll say that you're pretty. If I say pretty, I'm talking about your physical. If I say beautiful, I'm always talking about your insides. Pause. But like, I can see her as beautiful. Like I've always saw her as beautiful because the energy that she emits when she's on screen. But this was the first time, even with the wigs, like I hated the wigs. Even when she cut her hair off, all the way off, I still was just sitting there like, wow, you gorgeous. Like, and it's not the standard of beauty that I'm accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I find dark skinned women beautiful. I find dark skinned women pretty. I find light skinned women, sometimes, you know. But you know, dark skin, bald, like huge lips, bold African features, and you just right there in front of you for like 12 episodes, and you're just sitting there like you get to see this person through the feelings, through the emotions, you know, being sexual, and you now it's just like a new version of outward beauty in my eyes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you said on your last episode of Look at My Mom when it came to AJ and her wanted to be white, I think you said.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when it comes to kid shows, you see maybe one or two black girls, but then the white girl's the one who's front and center.
Exactly.
She's the star, she's the funniest one, and maybe the black girl gets one quip or two, but
Exactly. So yeah, I really, that part I really enjoy of the show is just the fact that it normalized her type of beauty. Like it made it, I don't want to say normalized. Well, yeah, it highlighted. It highlighted and also normalized. Yeah.
because you don't see a lot of it.
You don't. You don't.
Even in America, you don't see it.
Bubblegum, you don't see many women that look like her. You don't see many women bold enough, dark skinned women bold enough to just, you know what, fuck this wig. You know what I'm saying? And just be out there. Like it's just, it was an inspiration. I mean, I'm not a little dark skinned girl, but I know some little dark skinned girl somewhere is like, bitch, it's out here.